Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Yesterday, I covered a piece of news in one of my videos related to a Chinese fighter jet that flew very close to a spy plane, US spy plane, in the South China Sea, in the international airspace, according to some, and it seems like the other one, which is China, did not like that a bit. I provided a video with that video I made, so some footage, and here we have China's response to accusations of, aggressive behavior and all that coming from the United States of America. And before I go any further, I would like you to think, what kind of answer do you think there is? Probably is in the title, most of it. But exactly, China will not bow down, China will smack back. And as I said in the other video regarding the issue, probably China will demand these guys stop the provocations. Because the Americans said, well, that's a provocation, that is an aggressive act. And I said, well, from the Chinese perspective, you guys being in the area close to me, that's a provocation to start with. So how about you take your little toys away and we discuss a little bit of some security problems here in the South China Sea with Taiwan and maybe South Korea, maybe Japan, maybe North Korea. We discuss over here among ourselves, and you can be a participant over there or maybe just look around and an observer, and we can settle things our way. Now you can say, well, our way is what? Well, let them try. Well, they tried 2 times. Well, I don't think they tried 2 times because both times we had outside interference, not the guys in the neighborhood. So let's get going with this article first, which comes from these weasels. I don't know who these are. China responds to U.S. complaint over plane intercept with demand for end to surveillance flights. So this is what I showed yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to show it again. So that little thing is going to come and just cross in front of this surveillance slash spy plane. It's coming. Whoops. There's going to turbulence. All right. And can you smell? Yeah, they pooped their pants. Okay. So that is what happened then. And here is, I'm going to use this one because it comes from my friends, Associated Press. China responds to U.S. complaint over plane intercept with demand for end to surveillance flights. Here is a lady, and she is the foreign ministry spokesperson, Mao Ning. She looks like a person or like a woman? Like a person and a woman, right? But hey, what do you want? Craziness is craziness nowadays. Beijing responded Wednesday to complaints from the United States about a Chinese fighter jet dangerous interception of an American Air Force reconnaissance aircraft in international airspace over the South China Sea by demanding an end to such flights. I know they can fly over there, but don't you think you flying a surveillance slash spy plane in China, South China Sea, is a little bit of, hey, you are here first, I'm not in your, Baja California area. Anyway, the incident adds to military, diplomatic, and economic tensions between the countries over U.S. support for self-governing Taiwan. China's refusal to engage in dialogue between their armed forces and Beijing flying of a suspected spy balloon over the U.S. Yes, okay. Now, about this self-governing, how can you have one China policy and agree with it, like the United States says, one China policy, and then you support for self-governing Taiwan? But anyway, maybe I don't understand certain things. I don't want to go deeper in that. I think it's just a double speak here. U.S. will not release Taiwan from its grips. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning told reporters, maybe Mao Ning is a woman, or is she the one? Yeah, she's moaning, the spokeswoman right here, a spokesperson. Okay. Told reporters at a daily briefing that China would keep taking measures it deems necessary to safeguard its sovereignty. Yeah, I think that should apply to Ukraine as well. Oh, to Ukraine is already applying this kind of thing. Okay. Does this apply to Syria as well? No. Okay. Why do I bring Syria in here? Because U.S. has troops, military, on sovereign independent Syria in the northeast where Syria has its oil. I wonder what's going on there. And I'm quoting, the US should immediately stop these dangerous provocations. End quote. Mao said. The US Indo-Pacific Command called the Chinese plane actions an, I'm quoting, unnecessarily aggressive maneuver, adding to complaints that China's military has become significantly more aggressive over the past 5 years, intercepting US aircraft and ships in the region. Well, could happen, but I don't think it's unnecessarily aggressive from the Chinese point of view. I don't think it was, maybe from their point of view, not enough aggressive, if you know what I mean. But hey, that's what happened over there. And then he said has become significantly more aggressive over the past 5 years. Maybe you guys are too close and closer, open bases all over around China to contain China. What is it supposed to do? Just bend over, take its pants down and take it? Yeah, exactly what these guys are thinking. They don't really say it like that, but they say it in a weasel way. China says it owns the South China Sea virtually in its entirety, a claim not recognized internationally and directly challenged by nations along its coast, including the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia. In a statement Tuesday, the U.S. military said the pilot of the Chinese J-16 fighter jet flew directly in front of the nose of the RC-135, conducting routine operations in international airspace last Friday. Military-to-military contacts between the sides have all but evaporated in recent years, let me guess, because of the Chinese, right? Amid a historic decline in government relations, even, and this is a general thing, even as trade and personal exchange remains strong, even as trade. Further dampening prospects of a reduction in tensions, China said its defense chief will not meet the U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. I think their defense chief does not want to get stupider by meeting Mr. Lloyd Austin. That's why he's like preventing his neurons release, because they're gonna be killed just meeting this gentleman. What is he? When the two men attend a security conference in Singapore over the weekend. Yeah, I think the Chinese, they don't want to lose any neurons by meeting this guy. Austin is scheduled to attend the blah, blah, blah. U.S. Secretary of State Blinken said on Wednesday that the plane incident showed why it is vital for the U.S. and China to maintain dialogue. How about you don't bring your shit over there? And it's going to be even more vital, and we will be more open to discuss things at a senior level in order to prevent miscommunication and avoid miscalculations that could lead to a conflict. That's going to happen. He said it was regrettable that Beijing has rejected Austin's request for a meeting with the Chinese defense minister. If I remember correctly, the U.S. placed some sanctions on some military chiefs, Chinese military chiefs. What happened to that thing? You can't just sanction individuals from the other country and then you complain, we want more communication. How would you have more communication when you sanction people? Oh, they're bad people. Well, that flight over the South China Sea was a bad thing, according to China. Why should they take your security concerns in consideration, but you don't consider their security concerns? After all, you are in South China Sea, as I said, and they're not over there in the Gulf of Mexico doing all kind of spinovers or whatever you call them, donuts and so on. What's going on? Well, you know what's going on. There's only one country, well, maybe another one, but that's too small. One country I think is the best and perfect on this planet, and is the moralizer of everyone else. And that is, unfortunately, this country. And that is that lacks self introspection, self-awareness. Look in a mirror, sit down, punch yourself a few times, and wake up. But hey, they know exactly what the whole thing is. But since they have this, they can afford doing that. If United States, let's say, would have the power, the military power and economic power, or let's say Bulgaria or Romania, I guarantee you they will not talk like that. They will not talk. But it's going to be someone else. It's going to be someone else. I know my Chinese friends. I don't say anything. I know you wouldn't, because I know I had some little conversations with some Chinese friends, and they all told me that China did not do anything wrong, I guess, ever, if I remember correctly. So therefore, if China will be in US's position, we will have here a perfect world. So with exception of China, everyone else, any other country that would take control or have the hegemony like US has right now, will behave the same way. Like we're the best, you are not better than us, we're going to tell you what to do. You can't tell us because we're going to caress you. All right? But except I took China out. So yeah, China, I think, just to add this at the end of this video here, remember, abused victims, and victims that were abused, they tend to abuse more than the people that were not abused. China was very much abused almost in its entire history by the Mongols, by the Japanese, by the Americans, by the Europeans. So it has a big history of being real hard by almost everybody else. So that claim that my Chinese friends always bring in, unless they do not fall under the human nature and psychology, then they would be very, very, very tempted and inclined to abuse due to the psychological research, which is, as I just mentioned. All right, so I'll be very careful with that. All right, and with this, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.